The Quack Quiz, proudly brought to you by Dis-Chem, pharmacists who care.
Think of vaccines and think of a teary-eyed child getting a princess plaster on their arm after getting their shot. But vaccination is as important for adults as it is for children. And you might be asking the question, so why is Benny Masekwameng in the hot seat when we're talking vaccinations? Well, for two reasons. He's an adult and he has a beautiful little girl who's almost about to turn 2. And Benny, before we even get into the Quack Quiz, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I think the question every adult out there is asking you, how do you get her to eat her veggies?
Well, lucky for her, you know, I'm a chef and my wife is also a professional chef, even though she's not practicing professionally now. But, you know, she gets, you know, the best of both worlds. And we try and come up with wacky ideas but a lot of healthy stuff, you know, for her. And I think she's one of the luckiest babies that she gets to taste, you know, both our cooking.
I would agree with that, yeah. Now, you've cooked for Castro and Beyonce and Jay-Z and, you know, I mean, a whole Gaddafi even. I mean, they were impressed with your food. What does Dimakatso think about your food?
Well, she loves her mom's cooking better than mine.
But there's a part of you that's got this real drive to help kids get into good, healthy habits in terms of eating, not so. I mean, what are you doing about that?
You know, I wanted to raise awareness on that. And, you know, one of the things I'm trying to do is to get in partnership with the government and try and see if we can have kitchens at primary school. My idea is for every primary school to have a kitchen where, you know, we'll come up with nutritious ideas, but, you know, ones that would appeal to kids, but at the same time getting the maximum out of them.
Benny, don't lose passion for that, man. We're going to hold you to it. We're going to get you back here in 6 months and say, so how's it going? All right. Yeah. Back to vaccinations. Has little Dimakatso been vaccinated?
Yeah, she has. We've been for a couple of shots. You know, when you get your 6 months and your 12 months and yeah.
Okay, so you're up to date.
Yeah.
Okay, so you should do pretty well on this particular Quack Quiz. Start doing it now, see how well you do against Benny. But here goes, 10 questions.
Okay.
You need to get at least 90% or else your fatherhood status gets slashed.
Okay. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Benny, here goes. The BCG vaccine is given to babies at birth to protect against which disease? TB or meningitis?
Meningitis.
It's actually TB.
Can
you believe it? You know, no, that's fine. I mean, and the key thing here, and you probably see this in Dimakatso, is if no scar is visible at 3 months, then the vaccine actually gets repeated. So you would know if she's immune or not. Second question, which of these diseases can permanently affect male fertility? All right, this affects you and I.
Yeah.
Mumps or measles?
Mumps.
Yes, you're going to say mumps. It's true. In fact, a boy, you know, past adolescence, if he gets mumps, there's a real risk of him becoming, or getting testicular inflammation, which is not great. What's meant by herd immunity? All right, vaccinations from cows, or high rates of vaccination to protect entire communities.
The second.
Yeah. Protecting communities, you're so right. In fact, what's interesting there is that a person who's been vaccinated against a disease not only won't get sick themselves, but also can't spread the disease to others. And that not only protects your family, but obviously you and everyone else around you. Fourth question, and so far doing very well. An allergy to which of these may trigger an allergic reaction to certain vaccines? Eggs or nuts?
Nuts.
It's a trick question because there's so many people allergic to nuts, but when it comes to vaccines, it's
eggs.
Yeah, believe it or not.
That's a first.
So egg protein is included in some vaccines, which is one of the reasons you're advised to introduce your child to egg before they have the MMR vaccine. Cool, Benny, true or false? There is a vaccine that can prevent cancer.
True.
Yes, there is. Isn't that great news, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, there are 2 vaccines. One is hepatitis B vaccine and the human papillomavirus, one against liver cancer, the other against cervical cancer. If you have a child with asthma, do vaccines make things worse by causing allergies or prevent disease that could make things worse?
I would go for B.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Prevent disease that could make it worse. No evidence that vaccines and asthma or make asthma worse. Amongst these vaccine-preventable diseases, which one kills the most people? Hepatitis A or the flu?
We normally get shots for hepatitis B.
Yeah.
But,
you see.
Yeah, I would say hepatitis A.
It's actually the flu. Again, another trick question. In the States, in the United States of America, 36,000 deaths last year due to the flu, which is preventable through vaccination. So crazy. The flu is nothing to kind of sneeze at.
Yeah. Are these trick questions or?
Well, it's Benny, man. I mean, it's the Masterchef. We had to grill the griller. That's what we're doing, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Grill the griller. There you go. 8th question, Benny. What 3 diseases does the MMR vaccine prevent? Malaria, meningitis, and rabies, or measles, mumps, and rubella?
B.
Absolutely, measles, mumps, and rubella. And you know that it's been administered about 500 million times since it was introduced in the 1970s?
Wow.
Very safe vaccine. 2 more questions. True or false? If your vaccinations are up to date as a child, then an annual flu shot is all you'll ever need. True or false?
If they're up to date, I would say true.
It's actually false. I hope
But if you
learning
have
from
everything
it.
covered, okay.
But and you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's medical advances.
Okay.
So as adults, we need to keep up with what's changing and what's happening, because you never know,
What could happen.
comes up.
Yeah. No, true,
I mean,
true.
just because we have our vaccinations up to date doesn't mean they're newer vaccinations that have been developed all the time.
Okay.
So, what common childhood condition does the varicella vaccine prevent against? I mean, how would you know that? Is it chickenpox or is it ear infection?
I would go for chickenpox because I've had chickenpox. Yeah.
So you got immunized the hard way by actually getting chickenpox. No,
Yes.
You're so right.
Yeah.
It is against the chickenpox vaccine, and that's since the vaccine that's been reduced to about 85 or reduced by 85%. So really effective vaccine.
Now I remember it, because I had a terrible breakout, and it lasted a long time.
Benny, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I'm not sure what your score is. Doesn't matter. You've educated us. You've helped us, and well done. So
But thank you. I've learned a lot. Certain things that appear, easy, they're not.
Cool. Well, I learned from you, so I'm glad you got to learn from me, which is great. Benny, Masekwameng. If you've got any unanswered questions, you're welcome to quiz our doctors right now. Go to the webpage or get the Hello Doctor app, click on the TV show, and fire away. They're on call just for you.
The Quack Quiz, proudly brought to you by Dis-Chem, pharmacists who care.